Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Touchdown Talk podcast, the number one podcast for all things sports. I am your host, Ryan, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Anthony. Evan is not with us today, unfortunately, since we did have to push the podcast back an hour. We lost Evan, but we're making do. We're forging on. We are bringing you the content that you guys need, want, deserve, whatever, however you want to put it. And we are recapping week 3 of the NFL season. Tony, this was an insane week. Holy crud nugget. What would you say was the craziest thing that happened this week out of all the crazy things?
Was it really like that crazy of a week though? Because for me,
so.
it just felt like another week. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I don't know.
I think in this season, probably so far, it was the craziest, the most like.
You think it was the craziest of the three?
Yeah, definitely this season for sure.
Yeah,
because there was 3 different blocked kicks. There was how many games came down
5.
to the final minute? There's 5,
like
6.
half of them.
It was just an insane, like watching the witching hour on Red Zone was like everything that was happening was just down to the wire, blocked kicks, special teams, like everything just going crazy all at once. It was mostly that early window, I feel like, that had a lot of the craziness,
it was the early window,
the wild finishes. The late window did have some crazy finishes, but for me, the late window is always a little bit slower just because, you're kind of tuckered out a little bit from the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think is the craziest thing that happened? Your play of the week, if you will.
Craziest thing of the week. That's tough. I mean, for one, I just want to point this out. There was 5 defensive touchdowns, and I don't know if it was week 3 overall or just that Sunday 1 p.m. slate.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that that's the most in a while, like 10, 15 years, I want to say. So the defensive touchdowns were all over the place. The blocked field goals were like probably the craziest events, I would say, of the day. Like you had straight up like 2 or 3 of them like in a row, like back to back. I forget which one happened first, but the big one obviously was the Philly and Los Angeles game, and then you had the other one, and they kind of happened simultaneously.
They really did.
Crazy,
yeah. And the only team that lost, even despite their blocked field goal, was the Jets, of course. And honestly, I thought that the Jets blocked field goal was the most impressive out of all of them because it was the same guy who jumped over the line, blocked the kick, and then picked up his own ball and then ran it all the way back. Jalen Carter running it back was really impressive. He wasn't the one who blocked it, though. I mean, there's no diminishing what kind of athletic feat that is. For him being over 300 pounds is like insane that he's able to pull that off. But Will McDonald blocking the kick and then grabbing it and returning it himself was an insane play. And then to lose the game on top of that, even after that just insane athletic performance is like, damn, man, the Jets just had to jet. They just do what they do. And that's just what it is, But what are you going to do, man?
Well, I mean, I will say they really had no business. Oh, yeah, definitely. They really had no business in that game, to be honest.
Jordan Davis, not Jalen Carter.
Jordan Davis.
Different big guy.
No, you're good. When you said Jalen Carter, I thought it was Davis in my head, and I was gonna say something, but you sounded so confident that I was like, oh shit.
Now, what a comeback story that would be after spitting on Dak Prescott. Then 2 weeks later, he blocks a kick and returns it. That would be insane. But no, right. Jordan Davis. Yes. You guys we're getting live fact checked by the Peanut Gallery in the chat. We have a whopping 6 viewers. Hey, thanks for
Oh,
everyone
dude,
for
I
tuning
was
in.
gonna say we have
Um,
6 live viewers right now. Let's fucking
yeah,
go.
that's awesome, guys. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything in particular regarding this past week. But we have some news that came out today, not really regarding week 3, but I just want to talk about it because I'm a Giants fan. Jackson Dart will start in week 4 for the New York Giants. Can you guys believe it? The Jackson Dart era has started, and we are already in the Cam Scatterbo era because Tyrone Tracy did go out with an injury in week 3 against the Chiefs. So we are fully committed to Cam Scatterbo, and now we're fully committed to Jackson Dart. Brian Daboll is really trying to resurrect his career with this one. He really needs it. He needs it badly. Unfortunately, another thing is we picked up Younghoe Koo from the Falcons, or from, they cut him. So the Giants picked him up because they need a kicker. What an amazing pickup. I have always loved Younghoe Koo. He's the GOAT. Amazing kicker. I always try to pick him up in fantasy. Didn't get him this year, but probably a good thing because he has fallen off in recent years. But I'm super psyched to see him get another chance with the Giants. So happy that it's my team that he goes to because I've been a fan of him for a while. So I think a combination of Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and Younghoe Koo, I mean, I could not be happier. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for them because it's been a really rough start to the season. But yeah, super excited to see what the future holds, even if it's just, a season that's not perfect, but we at least get to see what we have in our, rookie first round pick. We're already getting to see some stuff from Jalen Carter, and then we get, a steal in the draft later with Cam Scatterbo. I mean, just an amazing draft for us. But, it does feel like Dart is still going to probably have some issues starting because the O-line is really the problem. It always has been. Getting Andrew Thomas back does help us a lot. But I think that just between the O-line and I've never been like super in love with Brian Daboll's play calling. It just feels like kind of meh to me. But there was some calls that I think it was 2 weeks ago that I did like. But yeah, these rookies are really giving me some hope for the Giants. So happy to see that. You got anything to say about the Giants, Tony?
I mean, yeah, what a mess they are. Sorry, I'm sorry to say it, but like, I feel like that game Sunday night was. I know it's the Chiefs, but they had such a good opportunity to go out there, and I don't know, they just looked so dead offensively, like outside of the run game.
Yeah.
Um, I will say though that I think Jackson Dart is a good thing for you guys. I think that's going to be a good thing that he's finally getting the experience early.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I hope.
Let's see. Evan did send us some of his thoughts about some things because Evan's not with us, but he did let us know like what he would have talked about. Jackson Dart is finally going to start, and we did predict this. We kind of knew on this show that that was going to happen. A lot of people knew. He's got to show out. Evan says he's got to show out and show them why he was a first round pick. So it looks like we have a chat here. What are your top 5 teams after week 3? Top 5 teams after week 3. I think for me, I'd probably say, I mean, the Eagles are probably number 1, as much as I hate to admit it. They're probably up there.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
no, I'm going to take that back because I think that the Bills have been more dominant in all of their wins. Like even the Dolphins, I feel like it's a divisional opponent, so they always kind of know you a little bit better. but it's a little disappointing that they didn't totally stomp out the Dolphins on Thursday night. But still, like, I think that was a win that they had the whole time, but they just kind of like they just didn't have all the pieces fully aligned until the very end. Yeah, they've just been lights out for the first 3 weeks. So I'd say probably the Bills at number 1. I'd say Eagles probably at 2. I'd say Packers are still up there, even though
I don't know. That was a tough
even
loss
though
this
they
week.
lost to the Browns. I think like their defense is their strong suit, and offensively they probably have some work to do. The wide receiver room is really not strong, in my opinion. So they gotta figure some stuff out on offense. Josh Jacobs is always amazing, but I was kind of surprised going into that game. They kept saying the Browns have the number 1 total defense in the league.
Right. Which I did not know that, but that is true.
And it's
they
like,
do.
According to what? Yards or
It
scoring?
must be scoring. It has to be
but
scoring.
They
defense.
gave up 40 points in week 2.
Huh.
The Ravens scored 40 points.
Maybe
so
not.
How
then,
could they
sir?
have the best? They didn't say the best scoring defense. They said the best total defense. So does that mean takeaways? Does that mean yardage? Or like what? I'm confused as to what metric they're going by with that. But if that is the case, or whatever metric it is that they have the number 1 defense, then they showed it on Sunday against the Packers, because they really did have a phenomenal defensive performance. With Myles Garrett just getting pressure all day. And I want to say it was it Grant Delpit, the safety that picked off Jordan Love late in the game and really gave them an opportunity to win that game. So really it was their defense that won them the game.
It's yards. That makes sense.
It's yards. Okay. So, I mean,
so kind of like not exactly scoring defense, but kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's not scoring defense, because you could also have just shit special teams, and your opponent gets the ball in your own territory every time, and then you don't even have a chance to give up that many yards, and that's why you have a low yardage allowed total. I think Tony had to dip out for just a second, so it's going to be just me and you guys for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and finish out my top 5 here. So let me actually just take a look, because now that I'm put on the spot, I feel like I'm forgetting all the teams in the damn league. The Bucks are probably up there, to be honest with you. I can't say Bengals. They don't have Joe Burrow. Vikings had a blowout win, but I can't say the Vikings. The Seahawks had a blowout win, but I can't say the Seahawks. They lost to the Niners. The Niners are undefeated, but I can't say the Niners. Nick says Colts, which I would love to say Colts too, but they feel like a very fraudulent 3-0 team, and maybe that's a little bit of my bias kicking in from being a Daniel Jones hater when he was in New York. It's such an up and down thing. Chargers actually being they're undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, after 3 weeks. Chargers could actually be up there. I'd probably say so what? Then it would be, I'd say Bucks at 4, Chargers at 5. If we keep going down the line, I feel like I want to put the Lions in there somewhere, because they really did find their offensive footing after 2 weeks. After 3 weeks, after having a really slow start to the season. And this was something that Evan said as well. Even though he can't be here, he did want us to mention that, Lions still look very good on offense, even though they had a slow start to the week, to week 1. I'll tell you who's at the bottom, and Nick can let me know what he thinks in the chat too, because the Cowboys lost their number 1 wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, and I think that sends them straight to the bottom of the power rankings and probably the worst or one of the worst teams in the league because that defense is absolutely disgustingly terrible. Tony, I was just mentioning how terrible the Cowboys
Yeah, how
defense
awful the
looked.
defense is.
So bad. And then you lose your number one wide receiver. Besides the fact that I have him in fantasy, that's just a tough thing to see. Is your
Who,
number one
CD?
guy? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that sucks, man.
They lose him for, I want to say it's like 2 to 3 or no, 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. He avoided IR, so it's going to be less than 4 weeks. But
Right, yeah.
I have never seen that emoji. Where the hell did you get that emoji? Yeah, game over. It's game over, and a healing heart for CeeDee Lamb, absolutely.
Well, that's like not the worst thing in the world though. Like at least he avoided IR.
Yeah, he won't
Like
be out for the
you will be
season.
getting him out back, you know.
Right. He'll be back in a little bit for sure. But still, even in that game, it would have been really nice to have him, as Tony once again has to leave us. It would have been really nice to have CD in that game. They just couldn't really get much going on offense. The defense obviously let up some huge plays. I think that offense is going to have to do a lot. Pull up, hey dude, I'm the dude man meme. Dak gave up at the end of the game in the red zone. Yeah, honestly, I got to be so honest. I didn't watch that full game because it was just boring towards the end, and there were other better games to watch at that point, such as the Chargers Broncos. Chargers kicked a game-winning field goal right at the very end there. Cameron Dicker, baby, number one, the most accurate kicker in NFL history. Anybody? Dicker the kicker? Are we living on the same planet? Where's Younghoe Koo at is really the question that I have. And he's in New York. Guys, Nick says no. Is he most accurate or most, most kicks made or something like that? Now we're good. Now we're good, Tony. No further.
I hope so. No more for the rest of the night. I hope so.
All right. Anything else that you wanted to touch on, Tony? I've been yapping too much.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff. I wanted to name my top 5 teams.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, for number 1, I'm gonna go with Philly for now. I do think Buffalo has the more dominating wins, absolutely. But I also think that Buffalo's competition has kind of been subpar up to this point. And I like Philly's defense a lot more than I do Buffalo's.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, so Buffalo had Miami week 3, which was non-impressive team. Week 2, they had
Jets.
They had the Jets. Yep. Again, non-impressive team. And then week 1, Baltimore, I don't think is a good team this year. Like everyone's saying, I really don't. I think there's a chance to. Yeah. I think Baltimore's defense is terrible, like atrocious. And that just like if they weren't in the division that they're in, I don't even know if they would win like their division this year. I mean, I think they're going to only because of the competition that's in there this year and the fact that Cincinnati doesn't have Joe Burrow anymore.
Yeah. 2 free wins right there.
Outside of that, dude, like Baltimore just seems like a get into the playoffs slightly this year and get knocked out like round 1.
Yeah, especially after a disappointing primetime Monday night performance. Really doesn't feel like a Super Bowl team at this point.
They don't. No, there's so many weaknesses on both sides of the ball, even with Lamar. And which when you look at the Ravens, it shouldn't make sense because the roster that they have, especially offensively, there should be like that should be an offense where no one has any answers to anything.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they still can't run the ball well. They still get pressure on Lamar. That offensive line has not been playing good at all. And because of that, I feel like that's blanketing Lamar just enough to where you can play against them and have the answers defensively to stop them
Mm.
from scoring like 40 plus points on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying for sure. Yeah, Derrick Henry's fumbling in key moments of the games. Really not
Yeah.
that obviously doesn't help in any sort of way. But yeah, there's absolutely other issues too. Um,
The
it's
main the
funny.
main thing though for them is defensively. Defensive side of the ball, they can't stop anybody.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Marlon Humphrey looked atrocious on that touchdown grab from Amon-Ra St. Brown. Whew. Man,
Yeah.
that guy is fucking really good, dude. Amon-Ra is a beast, dude. But yeah, he totally torched Marlon Humphrey. There was another play later in the game where he really didn't look good in coverage either. But he's thought of and known as a really good defensive back in this league. So it's like it's no longer, it's the NFL is like a what have you done for me lately league. So
Right.
it doesn't matter if you had all pro bowl seasons in the past, like we're talking about right now. Can you cover this guy right now? And he didn't. So and they didn't force any turnovers. They couldn't do anything in that regard.
Yeah,
Defense
they're
for the
just
Ravens is hurt.
a bad team defensively, and that just never bodes well successfully, especially come end season or playoff time. So
Yeah.
that's
Even
why
when you
I'm
talk
leaving them
about,
off the top five.
oh, okay. You want to finish out your top five?
Oh yeah, sure.
Did you only said
I only
Eagles, and
said like
then
one or two.
I think you said Eagles and Bills, right?
Eagles and Bills, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo definitely still put the top five. For number three, I'm gonna go Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep. Yep.
They they are they are scary, dude.
Yeah, they are.
That's like a potent offense that now has the rushing ability as well.
Yeah.
And that they just look scary. They look like one of those teams that can challenge Philly or Detroit come playoff time.
Mm.
And that's another team I'm gonna put in the top five right now is Detroit. I feel like since week one, I feel like week one was just a fluke for them. It was just a bad, slow start. But
Yeah.
then the last 2 weeks, they've shown that they're arguably still the best roster football team.
Oh yeah.
So I think that they're easily a top five team. And for number five, let me look here. I'm not picking the Colts. I know that.
Well, I was going to mention that after you said your fifth one, which I was assuming would not be the Colts. Said
It
they're
is not
undefeated, and we're not talking about them.
because there is nothing amazing to talk about. I mean, no, I'm being too
I
mean.
mean, yeah, I wouldn't say that, but
They're well, I'll talk about
they,
them after. But
yeah,
for my
yeah,
fifth
but
team, I'm gonna go with the Chargers, just
there you
because
go.
they're 3-0 and they have some very impressive wins already early in the season,
Yeah.
and I've just seen improvement from them, especially offensive side of the ball. And if Omarion finally, I feel like had kind of a breakout game this past week, and if they can at least continue to have somewhat that kind of success running the ball, then they're easily one of the best teams in the AFC. So
Yeah, I think the run game is really big for them. Losing Najee Harris doesn't help in that regard, but I think that just puts more weight on Omarion Hampton's shoulders and says, "Hey, there you go, rookie. Take the snaps. You're the bell cow now, and you got to deliver." So hopefully, that turns out well for them. But yeah, that's a really impressive team, and they're talking about. They are taking on the Giants next week in Jackson Dart's first start. So that
are they
feels like
really?
they're. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So that's Jackson Dart is starting his first game against the Chargers, which is, I don't know how I feel about that. Feels like they're going to be 4-0.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna
basically.
that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, just a really solid football team there.
Yeah. I mean, they are playing. New York is playing at home, so I guess. I mean, you never know.
They played at home against the Chiefs too.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know
that was a home game, and at least we had a Cam Scatterboo touchdown where he was literally like parallel with the ground, and that was great to see. But you end up scoring 9 points. So what the fuck is what are we talking about? It's just like.
Well, the good thing is that that's behind you now, and especially since they're not starting Russell Wilson, Dable is kind of like, I'm on my last leg. I need to put in Dart now, or I'm getting fired. So I think that's good. I mean, since they only scored 9 points last week and Russell Wilson pretty much couldn't do anything again, I feel like it can't really get much worse than that. No. So, at least you got those things going for you.
I think it just goes to show, once again, I'm going to talk about this again, but how terrible that Cowboys defense is, because they let the Giants put up almost 40 points on them.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible Giants offense. So you must be doing something really, really wrong if you let that team just completely steamroll you guys. And the Giants did that and then still lost. So, what are we even talking about anyway? So,
right.
But the Colts, we left the Colts out of both of our top 5 teams, even though they have been one of the most dominant 3-0 teams so far.
Yeah, but look at who they played. I mean, Denver is kind of the only impressive win, which is so like I'll give that some. That's a good
win.
Yes, exactly.
Leverage. Come on.
I will say though, Denver has one of the best defenses, if not the best.
They do. Yeah, they do.
And they still could not stop Indianapolis. And Indianapolis went on, I want to say it was like a historic, like 13 drives without like punting.
Yep.
Which is the most in NFL history. Which is insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't really understand it. I really don't.
Me neither.
But it's just something that has kind of happened.
Yeah. I mean, I think like they have a good O-line, which I think absolutely helps out Daniel Jones. Even going back to New York, when Daniel Jones had time, and this is the same thing for any quarterback is going to look better when you give them a little bit of time to decide what to do, to throw the ball. Because there was a lot of times in New York where it's just like he's just getting like rolled up on super quick, and it's like, how are you going to succeed in that situation? So in Indy, the O-line is much better. I think you have help in the form of Jonathan Taylor being a phenomenal running back. Probably the way he's playing through the first 3 weeks, I would not be surprised.
Number 1 running back this year so far.
Yeah, he is so far, and I would not be surprised if that continues and he finishes with the most rushing yards of any running back. I don't know like what he's on pace for, but hey, maybe 2K Jonathan Taylor running back season coming. Is that crazy to say? We've had a lot of, feels like 2K seasons left and right in the past few years. So imagine that if Jonathan Taylor is the next one to do it. And then he's going to be the number one pick in fantasy next year, and then he's not going to do shit.
Yeah.
So that's always how it is. It's always the guy that's like maybe like 8th or 9th down there. That's like, he pops off.
That's exactly how it's going to go.
Yeah. Right.
And that's why before the season, I said I wanted the number 7 to 9 pick because all those guys were going to do insane, and they are. They're all doing insane so far. You have Malik, Puka, Nakua, and Amon-Ra. Mm-hmm. All 3 of those guys are like the top 3 wide receivers right now, which is why I wanted them.
They were all in that range. The only one I could say is like BTJ.
BTJ is not only downfall so far.
Yeah, he was probably like 10 or 11 maybe on a lot of people's draft boards, and he's not living up to that hype. But yeah, I don't know what to make of Jacksonville either. They're
not a good team. I don't think they're okay. They're just in a very bad division. And I think that helps their case, but I don't know for that division though, because the Texans are 0-3. No team in this century, in the 21st century, has started 0-3 and made the playoffs yet.
Really?
So, yeah, that's a stat. They said that on Sunday.
Oh shit!
And I remember them saying it. But yeah, if you start 0-3, no team has made the playoffs, has come back.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't think Houston. I mean, it's gonna be a long, hard road for them to make the playoffs now.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Indy or Jacksonville to win that division, which is crazy to say, but like
that was something Evan wanted to touch on was potentially Indianapolis winning that division. And that doesn't feel very far out of the question, really.
It doesn't feel far off now.
If they who do they play next week? I mean, if they get a win next week, then I would say they're pretty much locked in, because what did we say last week? The odds of being 2-0 of making the playoffs are around 60. I imagine 3-0 is even higher, and then once you're 4-0, like you have a really good chance of making the playoffs. So they play the Rams.
They're going to be handed their first loss of the season.
Yeah. They're going to be tested for sure, yeah.
Then they have the Raiders and the Cardinals after that, which are definitely harder teams than what they've faced so far.
The Raiders, they played not really.
The Dolphins and the Titans. Yeah. But, I mean, still, like, that's still like an easy, like, 5-1 start. Or it should be.
I could see it, for sure.
And it doesn't, the end of their schedule doesn't look too tough if they can beat the Texans.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of the realm.
I believe they can. Yeah.
No, yeah, and I think every team in that division is beatable for them. The Colts. They could probably beat any team in that. If they went 6-0 in division games, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. And that's absolutely huge when it comes to earning a playoff spot. So I would say probably at this point, if I was a betting man, and I would imagine the odds are that Indianapolis would be the favorite to win that division. My prediction was the Jags, and they are 2-1, so that's also not out of the realm of possibility. They play San Francisco this week, who's undefeated, but also has Mac Jones at the helm, and Brock Purdy might be back. I think he's coming back this week because he almost played on Sunday, and when Mac was kind of limping around, Brock Purdy was going to be the quarterback to come in and play and replace him instead of, I don't know who the third guy was, but Brock Purdy was the backup, an emergency quarterback. He had a knee brace on or something like that. So, yeah, that's another 3-0 team that feels a little bit fraudulent and
they do.
But when we talked about division winners, predicting division winners and playoff teams, I mentioned the Niners and how they have the easiest strength of schedule in the league.
Yeah.
And that has proven to be something that has helped them out through the first 3 weeks. Just playing teams that are a little bit lackluster.
The only thing with them for me though is that they're way more banged up now than they were even before the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they're a very fraudulent 3-0 team.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? I mean, McCaffrey is playing good, so
he is. I was gonna say somehow he's the guy who's not injured on that team. They lost all their good players except for him, which would have been probably the opposite of what you'd say at the start of the season. But they're gonna probably they'll get Kittle back around week 5 or 6. Brock Purdy's gonna come back. Who else did they lose? Juwan Jennings, I don't think is out for the whole season. I think he'll be back at some point. But like it's not like these guys are out for the whole year. They're out for, a couple weeks, and they already have 2 wins without those guys. Or sorry, Purdy played in week 2, right? No, he didn't. They already won 2 games with Mac Jones.
Yeah, but that's because they got lucky beginning of the season. They have not played very great competition, I would say. Yeah.
They played the Seahawks week 1. They played the Saints week 2, and they played the Cardinals. So they already have 2 division wins also, which is huge for them.
Right.
So yeah, even like we were talking about with the Colts, I think getting those wins on division opponents are going to be, super, super huge for them. People want us to talk about the Broncos. The Broncos are very disappointing. Yeah, actually. Me and you, Tony, we both had them as our number 1 team in the AFC. We had them as, and they're 1-2, I believe.
No, I thought they were 2-1.
No, they're 1-2. They lost to Indy, and then they just lost to the Chargers. They won week 1 against who the fuck did they play week 1?
Oh my god, you're right. They're 1-2. I thought they were 2-1 this whole time for some reason.
Yeah,
they beat the Titans week 1.
And didn't even really play that great against the Titans. Still somehow won.
All right,
and then lost 2 in a row.
They also they lost to Indy. It was kind of a bullshit loss. That was I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
And then even the Chargers, which are a good team this year, they only lost by 3 points. So this is the thing with Denver. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be the number 1 team in the AFC because I don't know. There seem to be more problems with that team this year offensively than I originally thought. I do think Bo Nix is kind of having a sophomore slump right now. However, they have still shown like that the defense is legit. That is still a top 3 defensive unit in the NFL. And they have shown that so far this year. So I do think there is definitely a chance that they play better going into the middle and end of the season. And I do still think there's a chance that they challenge Los Angeles for that division at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not willing to write them off just yet.
I think it helps that the Chiefs are 1-2 as well, right there with them, and I think it helps that the Raiders are also right there with them. So, the Chargers are really like who they're trying to catch up to, basically. So at least who your target is. But It's looking rough. It's looking rough for the Broncos out there. Broncos D is absolutely crazy, but I think they need to run the ball a little bit better, I'd say.
That's their big problem, and that was something that was a problem last year as well, and they kind of didn't really do too much to address it over the off season, and it's definitely showing.
Yeah,
I
mean, I think getting J.K. Dobbins is probably an upgrade over Javonte
that
Williams
yeah,
and Audric Estime and guys like that. And drafting R.J. Harvey, I guess, is something. And he had one good run last week or 2 weeks ago. But I think the running game I think really needs to step up to complement their passing game, and then when they do have those shots, Bo Nix needs to make his throws. He had a couple overthrows and deep shots that had wide open receivers, and he missed.
He's not been playing good.
No, he really hasn't. So he has had a sophomore slump. I mean, it's tough to say sophomore slump because I mean when it comes to the actual numbers, I don't know if he's like outpacing himself compared to last year, like at this point, because he didn't really start the year super hot last year.
No,
And
he sucked at the beginning of last year and then picked it up.
yeah, so I mean, it's tough to call it a sophomore slump at this very moment
It is,
because
yeah.
even in
It's
week
so
2, he
early.
did throw 3 touchdowns, I believe, in week 2. So like, it's not, he had a good game in there. But yeah, I mean, even last year, I don't think that his rookie season it wasn't Jaden Daniels. It wasn't CJ Stroud. He was an above average rookie quarterback. And so far we're seeing probably just average NFL quarterback play. And, he is going to take some time to probably have those games where he plays above average. So I don't know. I feel like it's a little early to call it that, but it definitely does not look good. But they have played some good opponents in the first couple games. The fact that they struggled against the Titans is bad.
Yeah, if we're considering Indy a good team, which I think we should for the benefit of the doubt for now, then yeah, they have played some good teams. 2 3-0 teams right now. So, like I said, it's still early and it's gonna be a lot different than what people think, and that because that's the way it always is. Like it's just you're such a different team, NFL team in December than when you are in September.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Nick says Drake May has looked the best out of all the rookies from last year. I'm assuming you just mean all rookie quarterbacks, but
rookie QBs.
Jaden Daniels
kind of has a point.
Only played
Jaden Daniels has only played
week.
2. Yeah.
And he did look good in week 1 against the Giants. Played well. Struggled against the Packers pass rush in prime time. And then obviously he's been out. So there's not much there. Drake May,
statistically, he's been the best. He's been the best of all the QBs from last year.
Yeah, I guess statistically, he didn't have a great week 1. He had an awesome week 2.
An awesome past 2 weeks besides the turnovers, really.
Yeah, last week 3, I guess he had a good. Did he really have a good game?
Yeah, yes. If you watched him play, he had a very good game, I would say.
Yeah, I mean the touchdowns to Hunter Henry were good.
He is, from what I've seen out of Drake May so far, he is a very efficient and very accurate passer who has the rushing ability probably like second to like Lamar and Jaden Daniels in the league and Josh Allen. He
Okay.
he is a very very good dual threat quarterback.
Okay. Well,
And
hold on, because you said second to only, which means you're
I
putting him
know, and
second, but then you listed like three
I
people,
know, I know, I
so he's
know.
not second. He's like fifth in your eyes. Just to clarify that. Go ahead.
All right, I would put in terms of like dual threat like ability, I would put Lamar like in the category of his own,
Yeah.
and then I would put Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen, and then like slightly below that, I would put like Drake May and Jalen Hurts, and QBs like that.
Okay. I mean,
So
all right.
I think that Drake May, he's just looked very very good.
I would not put him even in the conversation where Jalen Hurts is. Jalen Hurts is a
In terms
really
of
good
rushing
runner.
ability, yeah,
Yes.
and so is Drake May. Have you seen Drake May
Yeah,
play?
I know he's a good runner. Yeah, but I don't know if he's on Jalen Hurts level. I don't know.
No, I don't. I don't want to
And you
say
can
that.
take away the tush
Obviously,
push. You can take that away because I'm not counting the tush push as pure running ability. But yeah, no,
I think
I don't know.
I
I
don't want to
would.
say that, but I want to say the potential is there. Like I can see it. Like he has like the same ability,
Okay.
and if you've watched him play this year, he has been honestly for the most part very accurate with the ball. The only bad thing about his play this year is the turnovers. If you
Hmm.
take that away, he like not even like Glizzy gloating. You're like, if you take the turnovers away right now, Drake May is an MVP candidate right now.
Bro, what?
Yes, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Dog,
Look,
what?
go and watch the tape and look at his stats. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Like outside of takeovers.
That's an insane take, dog. Pats are terrible.
How
Next
how
subject.
Okay,
I
but
no, I
if you say that's a terrible take, then you also need to say that Daniel Jones being the number one quarterback right now is a terrible take.
I would not say Daniel Jones is the number one quarterback right now. Did I say that?
I wouldn't either. But people are putting like category like a lot of people are categorizing that
Sure,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Well, he's also undefeated, whereas Drake May is not. And
Right,
that's a
right.
part of it.
I
And he also leads
yes,
the league in passing yards, if I'm not mistaken, which is
yeah, but
also another part of
Drake
it.
May is like he's up there on that list. So for
Nick
passing
says he's
yards,
fifth. Um,
okay, fifth.
and Daniel
I
Jones
thought he was a
also
little
has
higher.
not turned the ball over, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Correct. I
and
said
and I'm not
if
even a
you take
Daniel
away
Jones glizzy gobbler either. So I'm not on Daniel Jones' side. I'm not a fan of him, and I don't think he's the best. But right now, he's playing better than Drake May.
if you take away the turnovers, Drake May is a top quarterback right now. I'm
But
standing firm on that.
okay, yeah. But if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. You can't take away
What?
the turnovers. They're there. The turnovers are there. If you can't say if it's this, then this, because that's not how it is. He has had the turnovers. He has the fumbles. Like
Right.
that's an
Right.
aspect of it. And you talk about Daniel Jones, like go back to Daniel Jones when he started his career. The fumbles were a huge problem, and it was like okay, there were flashes from him where he had his mobility and he had his moments, but he had the fumbles too. So it was like he needed to fix that, and then he fixed it, and then still got back into those old habits and started playing like shit again. So Drake May, just to put a button on this, he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's complete shit, but he needs to clean
He's
up
a
those
great
fumbles.
quarterback.
He needs to clean up his ball security. And then he has a chance to be a great quarterback and lead this team to much better seasons than they've had in the past. I don't think that the Pats need to panic at all and draft another quarterback anytime soon. I think they need to just focus on him and help him clean up those issues.
Right. My problem with the whole Drake May debacle though is I feel like a lot of people are not giving him the benefit of the doubt. Um, like this is still a very young quarterback. Like he hasn't even played a full season. Like he was out for most of last season. He did not play. So we could still technically say like he still hasn't even played a full season of
Yeah, he
games
has
yet.
not been the starter for a full year.
Right. And I feel
Okay.
like people are already like willing to write him off. And it's just like, no, like if you
Yeah,
watch him
I wouldn't
play,
say
he's
that.
a good quarterback.
Yeah, I would not write him off personally. I wouldn't.
I
But
do, and
I think you're being a little bit extravagant saying he's an MVP candidate.
but I mean, like, if you look at it statistically, without the turnovers, he is leading the quarterback, and he's like in the top 5 in almost every category right now, passing wise.
Hold on, let me just fact check this.
Which is it's only week 3, which so that pretty much means nothing. So yeah, I kind of am
Yeah,
glizzy
absolutely.
gloating, but
Yeah. So Drake May is 5th in passing yards, and it is not Daniel Jones is not number 1. It's Justin Herbert who is number 1. Chargers. Geno Smith is number 2. So there you go. You can say,
that makes
hey, he has a
sense.
lot of yards, but so what? Because Geno Smith also gets shit on, and so Geno Smith also threw 3 picks the other day. So does that mean
Yeah.
he's the best just because he has the second most passing yards? You
No,
know.
no, 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 no,
So
no.
Drake May is 5th right now. Dak Prescott is 4th, and guess who's 6th? Russell Wilson, and he's not even a starter anymore. So there's that. Um, can I see passing touchdowns? It's not going to show me passing touchdowns.
Well, I know that he has 5 right now. He has 5 passing touchdowns to 2 interceptions with
Okay.
a average quarterback rating of 101.3, which is very good. Quarterback
That
rating with
is
over 100 is very, very good.
that is very good.
Um,
Why the fuck is this not okay? It's not going to show me the stats, but whatever. It's early in the season, so yeah. I mean, he's not a completely terrible quarterback. I think he needs to clean some things up, and I think just the Pats in general need to clean things up.
oh
With
yeah, well
Ramondre,
that's a whole
I think
that's like a whole nother issue.
they need to play Travion more, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna try to pull up the stats real quick from that game because I want to see. Because I want to say Ramondre out snapped or out carried.
Oh, he most definitely did.
Fuck off, you fucking motherfucker. Not you, Tony, but
Well, actually, oh my god,
no,
no.
yeah,
Travion had the most carries that game,
yep,
which did not seem like it, but okay.
yeah. I wouldn't have thought that either. Travion had 11, as Ramondre only had 4, but Antonio Gibson had 7 carries
7,
too. Antonio
right?
Gibson. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, no, that
strange.
makes sense because I remember they took out Ramondre kind of quickly, and they kind of gave a decent amount of touches to Gibson.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Wow. And Travion and Gibson had the same amount of yards, whereas Travion had 4 more carries. So he was a little
right,
bit less efficient.
he was a lot less efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Travion and Ramondre both had 3 catches as well. And Ramondre had about twice as many receiving yards. But yeah, so I don't know. There's some issues that really need to get solved over there. But
well, they need. I'll say it right now. They need to put Ramondre on the back burner. I feel like he's had enough chances clearly he is a good when he doesn't fumble, he is a good running back. I'll give him that. However, he just turns the ball over too much, and I feel like Travion isn't like that much worse. And because Travion isn't like that much worse, you might as well keep playing Travion and see if you can develop him and
Mm-hmm.
see if you can get more out of him.
I agree. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I think Travion needs the ball more.
Yeah, because Ramondre is just I don't know. I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt again because I feel like we keep doing that, and then he comes back. He might have like a good game, but then he'll come back and he'll fumble the ball again, and he'll keep fumbling the ball. So
Yeah.
it's like, at what point is it like enough's enough? You know.
Mm-hmm.
I know we just talked
It's not like a
about
new issue.
Drake May like this, but at least Drake May is young. You know, Ramondre is an old veteran player.
Yeah, to have fumble issues like surface at this point in your career is like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, and
Derrick
not
Henry.
even surface. Like still, like this is an ongoing issue now.
Yeah,
for
from
Ramondre.
last year too. Yeah.
So at least
Nick
Derrick
asks,
Henry just started. You know.
yeah. Nick asks, Anthony, what do you think about the hitch route on 4th and 1? Was it a bad play calling or bad execution?
Both. I think that the play calling has been very subpar. Honestly, so far, and the execution, it did look like it was poorly executed on that play. So I think that is just kind of a mix of like, I really think that's kind of a mix of both on the coaching and the players, like just bad in general. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of the play calling so far this year. I feel like they are not giving the offense what's the word? They're not giving the offense the best opportunity based on the plays that they're calling. Um, I mean they do play like call a lot of safe plays, a lot of safe screens and short throws, and that's always kind of been like Josh McDaniel's thing, and that's okay. But then like overall, when you look at the whole game plan, I feel like they're it's just putting way too much on Drake May at this point. I don't know if does that make sense to you?
Well, not after
I
you said he's MVP. Put it all if he's the MVP, put it all on him.
all right.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I know.
Let's move on from the Pats. I want to see if we touched on everything that Evan wanted to talk about. Carolina shutting out the Falcons.
Yeah, that was very surprising.
Says, what is up with Penix and that offense? Kirk Cousins came in the game, maybe something to watch for down the stretch. Yeah, I mean, geez, I don't know what to think about that. You're paying Kirk Cousins all this money to be a backup, so it's like, hey, might as well throw him in at some points and make him earn his keep, or what? You want to just have faith with the I was going to say the rookie, but the very young Michael Penix.
Dude, you cannot throw Kirk Cousins back in at that point. That would lead to absolute disaster. I really hope they don't do that. I really don't.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I was kind of trying to make a devil's advocate for them, but I don't think you can throw in Kirk to like really start a game. I think he came in because it's garbage time, and you also had who came in for the Seahawks late in the game. Darnold came out like late, and it's a blowout. So like, what are you gonna do? But yeah, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So, but that's just I was like baffled that Atlanta couldn't do anything against Carolina's defense. Like,
so surprising. I mean,
yeah.
Bijan was still effective, but He
He
was
was.
very effective still, but they just couldn't score.
Yep. Not at all. And they actually, I bet they wish they had Younghoe Koo at that point because they signed Parker Romo, who, if I'm not mistaken, was the Pats kicker at one point, or he was fighting for a job with the Pats.
He
Lost
lost
the
the job
job.
to the rookie kicker that we drafted,
Right.
who
Lost the
has
job.
missed like 3 field goals now.
Great. So yeah, it's just, you're losing the job to an already shit kicker anyway. So it's just really like some of these teams are down bad. And I don't know, I'm just gonna bring it back to the Giants because I don't know what the fuck else to say. Is like Graham Gano gets hurt with a groin thing like once a year. It's like, so now I'm talking about the Giants as one of these teams that's in a shit kicking situation. But I'm saying, once you're down in the dumps like that, you're screwed. You got the Niners, you got the Falcons, you got the Pats, you got the Giants, just in a really bad kicking situation, and you hate to see it, really, man. So then it's like, all right, well, let's share this guy. He was on our shit kicking team, and then now we'll send him over to your shit kicking team, and we'll see whose kicker can be more shit.
Well, Parker Romo, he's I don't know if he missed a field goal against Carolina, but he went like 5 for 5 last week. He
No,
looked
he
pretty
missed
good
two.
last week.
He missed 2 field goals against Carolina, and it was
Oh,
their
he
only
did.
chance to put points on the board the whole game. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah,
Wow. So because he played very well in that primetime game against Minnesota last week.
yeah. Actually, because that was like the only way they even scored the whole game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hey, you win some, you lose some, right?
I guess so.
You're not going to put them all through the uprights.
Right.
So yeah, it does feel like Atlanta should be able to generate more offense, but we'll see if they figure it out. Cincinnati defense is really bad. So not only was Minnesota firing on all cylinders when it came to their defense, but they could also do whatever they wanted on offense too. They were not just scoring defensive touchdowns. They put up nearly 50 points, and they were scoring at will with Jordan Mason, TJ Hawkinson. Of course, Justin Jefferson didn't get in the end zone because why would they fucking throw it to their number one wide receiver that they pay all this damn money to, the second highest paid wide receiver in the history of the league? Why are you going to throw it to him?
Well, we gotta remember you got Carson Wentz in there right now.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, he had 75 yards, I think, but it's like, and I'm only saying this because I have personal investment in it, but it's like, dog, that's your number one guy. Like, you're not, I would be throwing him fucking 15 targets a game. Like, I don't understand.
Dude,
he caught 5 balls.
you're preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah. I mean,
same exact situation for Jamar. 5 catches, that's it.
yeah.
Week.
And they both have a really bad quarterback situation. So,
yeah,
it's a tough one. I think that's just about it. Kansas City finally gets a win against the Giants on prime time. Evan says, hopefully they fix things in Kansas City with the dub. It still feels like it wasn't a perfect game by any means for them. They still had some issues. Like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes just missing a wide open Travis Kelce on that one play. I don't understand how he didn't make that throw. It seems like Mahomes was like expecting Kelce to make a move that he didn't end up making. So it almost feels like, maybe they're losing that, like that unspoken communication that they've had for years now, where like Kelce's always just in the right place and where Mahomes wants him to be. And that time he wasn't. It just feels like their communication and their like backyard style of play, it wasn't clicking like it normally was. So it's just a tough look for them there. But like in other regards, obviously you were able to get a win, so that that's going to help your team and help your morale and things like that. So good to see that for them.
Yeah, they still don't look like they don't look like the best team in the division still to me. Maybe once they get Worthy and Rice back, maybe that it'll
Oh
look a
yeah,
lot different. But as of right now,
I think those two guys are absolutely huge for them.
huge, so huge, yeah. I will
Yeah,
say though, they're not running the ball that great either, though, and I don't
correct.
see
Yeah,
how that getting those guys back is gonna change that, and
correct.
that just makes them a very one-dimensional offense, in that
Yeah,
they just don't look like the same like scary Chiefs team that they used to be.
right. Yeah,
And they
Pacheco's
have
not looking great.
Baltimore this week, so it's a very good
Oh,
chance they start at 1-3. Yeah, I think
yikes!
so. I think they're gonna be 1-3. So,
That's got to be a primetime game, right?
I'm not sure actually. I don't think so. Actually, it might be like a
It's
four
gonna be it.
o'clock game.
See, it's so strange that they put
Chiefs Giants as prime
Chiefs
time.
Giants on Monday night, but then the very next week, okay, it's
4:25.
4:25. It's on CBS. It's going to be probably Tony Romo calling it. So there's that, at least America's Game of the Week. I think that's a Fox thing actually, but either way, like okay, sure, you have that primetime ish window where it's the later game, so there's less competition, but like, why is that not a Monday night game? Like, we we have Jets Dolphins on Monday night. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And then we have Bengals Broncos, which before Burrow's hurt, then I guess that would be probably a good game. And if the Broncos were not playing like shit, then yeah. But I don't know. The primetime games this week actually all look pretty booty.
Are they pretty bad?
Seahawks. You have Seahawks Cardinals on Thursday night. You
That's
have,
actually a decent Thursday night one, I will say.
I mean, yeah, divisional
For a
game.
Thursday night, that's a
They're
pretty good
both
one.
2-1. Yeah, I could see that. Packers Cowboys on Sunday night is like a with the storyline
Nah.
of Micah Parsons being, coming back
Yeah.
to Dallas. Like there's that aspect, but like I would imagine that
Matchup
the
wise,
Packers
not
are gonna
really.
just like it's gonna be a blowout
Yeah.
most likely, or at least a one-sided game. Jets Dolphins and then Bengals Broncos, another doubleheader on Monday night. So
Terrible.
yeah, not a
It's
great
terrible
slate of
doubleheader.
primetime games. Yeah, just a bad doubleheader there.
To be
But yeah, you
honest,
want
that
to
Thursday night game might be the best primetime fucking
yeah, and
game
that's
this
pretty
week.
sad. That's pretty
Yeah.
freaking sad. So you want to lock in your pick for Survivor this week?
Sure. Let me just take a look. I
And
believe
can,
I'm
ask
3-0 because I picked Buffalo last week.
And who did
Dude, Eagles Buccaneers is Sunday at 1.
that's
They
awesome
fucked up
game.
so bad.
See, like that should be prime time.
They should have put that Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah. Even
And I'm kind of sad that they're playing so early in the season as well.
Oh, Tony, you wasted your Buffalo pick last week. I'm going with Buffalo this week.
They're playing this.
Yes, sir.
Wait, did you not pick Buffalo with me?
Oh, wait, did I? I think I did.
I think you might have.
Yeah, I think I did. I think we picked the same. Shit, I gotta go back and watch the tape. Shit, I think I did. I picked. Fuck.
Because I believe you picked Baltimore. You picked Baltimore against Cleveland with me too last week. I remember that. I remember you did pick them. And then this week,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you went with the same one as of me again.
No, I picked the Bucks. I picked the Buccaneers against the.
Oh, okay, okay. So you're good. You're good. Damn. Yeah. So I should have saved my Buffalo one for this week. But that's all good, man, because we are going with the Detroit Lions over the Cleveland Browns this week.
The Lions are, the Lions play the Browns. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a
And
freaking good one.
Detroit is at home as well, so
Yeah.
I don't believe Cleveland
Yeah.
will be having back-to-back upsets.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good pick. So Tony goes with Detroit. I'm going with Buffalo. I texted Evan asking for his pick, and he said G-Men over the Titans. And I was like,
that's still very, very.
The Giants
like
don't play the Titans this week.
Oh, they don't?
They don't.
Oh, that's right. We just talked about that. They play the
they
Chargers.
play the Chargers. Oh, he's picking the G-Men over the Chargers.
He's insane.
What?
Does he not understand like how to play Survivor?
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I said, are you sure? Like, you mean that? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a strange pick, I would say. But all right. Cool.
Dude, maybe Jackson Dart comes out and throws for like 400 yards. Or just
maybe you just might. That's a 1 o'clock game too. So yeah. All right, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch week 4. It's been a fun season so far. A lot of crazy stuff going on. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode of the Touchdown Talk podcast. Keep your eyes peeled to our YouTube channel because we are going to have a very special episode coming out soon that is not in this format. It's sort of a different format, and we have a very, very special guest on that episode. So keep your eyes peeled. We're hoping to have it out within about a week or so. So stay tuned, guys. And we will catch you guys on the next one. As always, keep on scoring those touchdowns, and we love you guys. Peace.